Subtracting unlike fractions. Unlike fractions are fractions with different denominators. We can subtract unlike fractions, number one, by making the denominators the same. And number two, by using LCD, or least common denominator. First method, by making the denominators the same. Example number 1, 2/3 minus 1/5. The denominator of the first fraction is 3 and the denominator of the second fraction is 5. So the denominators are different. But we can make them the same by multiplying 3 by 5 and by multiplying 5 by 3. So we multiply 2/3 by 5 over 5. 5 over 5 is the same as 1. So multiplying 2/3 by 5 over 5 is the same as multiplying 2/3 by 1. And then minus 1/5 times 3 over 3. 3 over 3 is equal to 1. So multiplying 1/5 by 3 over 3 is just the same as multiplying 1/5 by 1. So this is now equal to 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 5 is 15. So 10 over 15 minus 1 times 3 is 3, 5 times 3 is 15. The denominators are now the same. So we can just subtract the numerators. That is, we subtract 3 from 10. So 10 minus 3 is equal to 7, and then just copy the common denominator. So the answer is 7 over 15. Example number 2. 3 over 6 minus 2 over 8. These two fractions are unlike fractions because their denominators are different. The denominator of the first fraction is 6, whereas the denominator of the second fraction is 8. We can make their denominators the same by multiplying 6 by 4 and by multiplying 8 by 3. So we multiply 3 over 6 by 4 over 4. 4 over 4 is equal to 1. So multiplying 3 over 6 by 4 over 4 is just the same as multiplying 3 over 6 by 1. So the value of 3 over 6 is still the same. So minus 2 over 8 times 3 over 3. 3 over 3 is equal to 1. So multiplying 2 over 8 by 3 over 3 is just the same as multiplying 2 over 8 by 1. The value of 2 over 8 is still the same. So this is now equal to 3 times 4 is 12. 6 times 4 is 24. So 12 over 24 minus 6 over 24, because 2 times 3 is 6. 8 times 3 is 24. The denominators are now the same, so we can just subtract 6 from 12. 12 minus 6 is equal to 6, and then we just copy the common denominator. So we have 6 over 24. 6 over 24 is not yet in simplified form, so we must simplify it. We can simplify it by dividing the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is 6. 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. 24 divided by 6 is equal to 4. So the answer is 1/4. But if you cannot think of the greatest common divisor of 6 and 24, then use factor trees. Think of two numbers that multiply to 6. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number. Then 24. Think of two numbers that multiply to 24. 2 and 12. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 is a prime number. 12 is not a prime number. So think of two numbers that multiply to 12. 2 and 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 is a prime number, but 6 is not a prime number. So think of two numbers that multiply to 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. So this is now equal to 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And then over 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Cancel 2 in the numerator with the 2 in the denominator, and then cancel 3 in the numerator with the 3 in the denominator. So we have 1 in the numerator, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So the answer is 1/4. Second method, by using LCD or least common denominator. Example number 3, 2/5 minus 1/4. These two fractions are unlike fractions because their denominators are different. The denominator of the first fraction is 5, whereas the denominator of the second fraction is 4. The least common denominator is equal to 20 because 20 is the smallest number that can be divided evenly or exactly by 5 and by 4. Now, if you cannot think of 20, then this is what you must do. Find some of the multiples of 5. Some of the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. How did we get these multiples of 5? 5 times 1 is 5. Then 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. Then 5 times 6 is 30. Then find sum of the multiples of 4. Sum of the multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 28. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. The least common multiple is equal to 20. The least common multiple is the least common denominator. So our LCD is equal to 20. Write 20 below the line of division and then divide 20 by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Then multiply 4 by 2. So we have 4 times 2. Then minus 20 divided by 4 is 5. Then multiply 5 by 1. So 5 times 1. This is now equal to 4 times 2 is 8, and then minus 5 times 1 is 5, and then over 20. 8 minus 5 is 3, and then over 20. So the answer is 3 over 20. Example number 4. 6 over 8 minus 7 over 12. These two fractions are unlike fractions because their denominators are different. The denominator of the first fraction is 8, whereas the denominator of the second fraction is 12. The least common denominator is 24. 24 can be divided by 8 exactly, and 24 can be divided by 12 exactly. But if you cannot think of 24 as the least common denominator, this is what you must do. Find some of the multiples of 8. Some of the multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, and 32. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. And then find some of the multiples of 12. Some of the multiples of 12 are 12, 24, 36, and 48. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 3 is 36. 12 times 4 is 48. The least common multiple is equal to 24. The least common multiple is the least common denominator. So our LCD is 24. Write 24 below the line of division and then divide 24 by 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3, and then 3 times 6. So 3 times 6 minus 24 divided by 12 is 2, and then minus 2 times 7. This is now equal to 3 times 6 is 18 minus 2 times 7 is 14 over 24. 18 minus 14 is equal to 4. So this is now 4 over 24. 4 over 24 is not yet in simplified form. So we must simplify it by dividing the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common divisor. The greatest common divisor here is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So the answer is 1 over 6. But if you cannot think of 4 as the greatest common divisor, you use factor 3's. Think of two numbers that multiply to 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 is a prime number. And then 24. Think of two numbers that multiply to 24. 4 and 6. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 is not a prime number. 6 is not a prime number. So think of two numbers that multiply to 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 is a prime number. Think of two numbers that multiply to 6. 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 is a prime number. So this is now equal to 2 times 2. That is equal to 4. And then over 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Cancel 2 in the numerator with the 2 in the denominator. And then cancel 2 in the numerator with the 2 in the denominator. The numerator becomes 1, and then 2 times 3 is 6. So the answer is 1 over 6.